Free Japan Channel number 98. Today, August 17th, Sunday. The time is 8:30 p.m. Dear listeners, good evening. Sunday evening. How are you doing? Here in Yokohama, the breeze from the window is very refreshing, and the heat of midsummer is now going by. Tonight's FGC topic is Trump-Putin Talk in 2025. This is the topic of tonight. Trump-Putin Talk in 2025. Have you watched the joint press conference of Trump and Putin in Alaska? I watched it and heard the press conference of Putin and Trump, respectively. Putin said in the press conference, that he would appreciate the effort of President Trump. And two countries, Russia and United States, are neighboring countries between Bering Strait. And Putin mentioned the military collaboration of the United States and Russia during the World War II. Putin meant that the military collaboration was mainly the air transportation of various supplies, mainly from the United States to Soviet Union. At that time, from Alaska to Soviet Union, there were so many commodities. Therefore, the military aid from the United States to Soviet Union. And Putin said that this was a great effort from Americans to Russians at that time. And in one city in Russia, there is some monument celebrating this military collaboration of two countries. Putin said that there would be so many various collaborations in addition to military aid between Russia and the United States. For example, technology or economy and natural resources, of course. Putin said that Russia has so many things to offer to the United States. Regarding Ukraine, Putin said that he always thinks that Russia and Ukraine are brother countries, which means they are not separable. Therefore, of course, Putin didn't say explicitly, but this brotherhood meant that the 20% of eastern Ukraine would be Russian territory from now on, because these two countries, Russia and Ukraine, are inseparable. And Trump also admitted this Putin's claim. Of course, Trump didn't say anything either about the territorial issue. But this talk of Trump and Putin was only possible that only possible when Trump said that Trump, would admit the claim of Russia, of Putin, concerning eastern territory of Ukraine. Trump said that he had already called up so many people, including President Zelensky. Maybe in this call, President Trump said that Ukraine would have to give up this eastern territory 20%. Otherwise, Ukraine wouldn't exist on the map. Of course, Zelensky can't fight against Russia on his own. Without the aid, military aid and financial aid from the Western country, mainly from the United States, Ukraine could not continue the war. Therefore, Hungary's Prime Minister Orban once said that Ukraine had no sovereignty because Ukraine could not decide the course of war of its own. I think that this indication of Orban was to the point. Ukraine is not a sovereign country in a theoretical sense. The United States and European countries backed up Ukraine until now. However, President Trump is a person who really hates the war. And in the electoral campaign in 2024, last year, Trump reiterated that he would end this stupid war, Ukraine war, in 24 hours. Of course, 24 hours is superlative, so exaggeration. And Trump took already 8 months to negotiate with President Putin. Nevertheless, the process proceeded to the point that these two persons, Trump and Putin, could talk with each other in Alaska. It was an amazing feat, diplomatic feat, in my opinion. Here in FCC, I said many times that the ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine would soon come, perhaps in March or in April. It was my prediction. This prediction was off the point, didn't fall. However, at last, Trump could talk with Putin. This is a very great, big step for the ceasefire. Since 2022, already 3.5 years have passed since the inception of Ukraine war. Now is the time to end this war. Stupid war, in Trump's words. Trump-Putin Talk in 2025. I think it was a very fruitful talk for world peace. And world peace is of paramount importance for the diplomacy in the world. This was really a great step. I hope that the talk between United States and Russia would also continue, and most importantly, President Zelensky of Ukraine would wisely understand the condition which was suggested by Russia and the United States. Thank you.